Welcome to the Mind Your Business Show. I'm your host, Tony Calloway, your private money godfather. And today's episode is about marketing. We have an expert here because marketing is the most important thing for any small business to be able to attract customers and be successful. So go grab your pen and paper and we'll see you when we come back. Welcome back to the Mind Your Business Show. I'm your host, Tony Calloway, your private money godfather. And as I said in the intro, we're going to focus on small business marketing strategies. And for my viewers, I settle for nothing less than the best. And we have the best here for you today. Ms. Kirsten King, and she is the owner of KKO Marketing and Consulting. And Kirsten, glad to have you here on the Mind Your Business Show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. Well, Kirsten, if you would, help our viewers, first of all, to get to know a little bit about your background before we dive into how you can help them to improve their marketing and get the success that they want for their small business.
Okay, awesome. So my name is Kirsten King. I'm the owner of KKO Marketing and Consulting in Columbus, Georgia. I teach business owners how to generate revenue by utilizing social media marketing, social media management, consulting. I also sell billboards and radio advertisement with PMB and RCG Media.
Wow, that's fantastic. Well, how did you get into the marketing realm? What's the backstory?
The backstory is I was in club promotions for about 6 years. And so doing the club promotions, the name of the game is to get the people to the venue. And so in utilizing those strategies to get the people to come to the club, I just once I transitioned out of nightlife and concert promotions, I actually started using those same strategies and principles that I use to get people into the club and teach business owners how to build their social media to sell products and services.
Well, wow, that's fantastic. Well, obviously you've been doing it well. You're the top name in the game here in the Columbus, Georgia area. But now let's get focused on our clients, your clients, because one of the outcomes that I want everybody who's watching the show today is to know what to do and where to have someone help you to do it. Because my philosophy is I'd rather have somebody who knows what they're doing, go ahead and do it, pay them to do it, get it done and done right, versus me trying to figure it out and learn it. Because that's why we have what they call division of labor. All right, so you do what you do, I do what I do, and y'all do what y'all do. But she can help you with the marketing stuff. All right, now I have taught marketing before, and I know that there are the 4 or 5 P's that they talk about: price, place, product, promotion, and people. So from the standpoint of your experience with a lot of small businesses, where are some of the things that, where do they need to start? How would you help them to get a good concept that would help them to reach their audience and bring in the customers and the revenue?
I would say first, for starters, is knowing your target audience. I think when it comes to a lot of small businesses, they have this idea and this vision and this goal. Okay, I want to start a business. And a lot of times they don't take time to do the basics of, knowing who needs this product or service that I'm offering. Who is my target audience? I often hear a lot of people say, everybody is my client, everybody is my customer. When the reality of it is, everybody is not your customer. So I think just really identifying what your customer look like and what void will you fulfill in the marketplace. And that's just on the, the foundational side, the target audience, doing your market research and just seeing, is this business that I'm about to open or this product that I'm about to launch, is there really a need for it, or is the marketplace already oversaturated in that area? So I would definitely say the market research, the target audience, and just really having a clear goal as to what am I doing with my business? A lot of people really don't know. They just have the idea, they have the product, they have the service, but they don't have a clue of who is in the target audience, and they haven't done the market research to even do the correct pricing to see, where would they fall in the marketplace with their product, service, or business.
Yeah. And as you know, most people start the business, then figure out how to run the business.
Yes.
And, I say that the American dream, the desire to be and the zeal to be an entrepreneur is certainly alive and well. But, statistics, y'all, that you hear me say on the show, so often is over 90% of small businesses fail. And with the Private Money Syndicate, where we say we power your dreams with private money, that's somebody's dream.
Right.
9 out of 10 fail. And I would venture to say that by and large, the 2 biggest reasons why most small businesses fail are one, they're undercapitalized, which is what we do, the private money syndicate, and they are insufficient in marketing, which is what Kirsten does here with KKO. All right, so with that being said, if you took the scenario of somebody who came to you and said, hey, everybody wants to start a restaurant, okay? And so from the standpoint, if you can, in just a few minutes, kind of walk me through the process of you getting inside their head to help them to identify who their market is, because everybody eats, but everybody's not their customer. So let's kind of pick it up from there.
Definitely. Well, the first thing that I ask, and this is another thing that a lot of people hate with small businesses, when a salesperson asks, "What's your budget?"
Right.
When you ask what's your budget, it's like you just stabbed them in the chest. And a lot of times people think that you're asking their budget to kind of set the pricing of your packages according to what their budget is. When ideally, I tell all of my clients, I'm asking your budget so that I'll know where you are financially, what can you afford to invest in as it relates to the marketing and advertising services that I provide. Because you can have marketing on a small level and you can have marketing on a larger level. First and foremost, I always ask what is their budget. That kind of gives me an idea of, what level of marketing are we on. And then I ask them, what's your target audience? And when they say, well, I don't really know, when they give that question. So I kind of ask, more details as to, well, who is the average? What's the age of the average person that is buying from you right now? What's their race? Where are they located? What's their income? Just those deep questions as the demographics and the psychological patterns. How do they buy? What is their lifestyle? Because ideally, when you think of target audience, you just don't want to think of age, because you don't want to always be selling, but you want to create content that attracts them. So you want to know what they're doing on the weekend, because again, this is your ideal customer. So you want to speak their language, and you want your marketing to be that message for them to buy into.
Okay. And now one thing statistically, and this is from me teaching, say that a marketing budget, which you just mentioned, typically 5 to 10% of revenue. Now, of course, when somebody's just starting and they have zero revenue, the challenge is that, okay, how do I do this very important thing? Now, one of the things that we recommend at the Private Money Syndicate is that, let's see what you need in order to get your business started successfully. Don't start off with, $500 and it's going to take $5,000 for you to really do it right. So if you're able to get that capital and have professionals and the plan in place to actually turn that into revenue, that's better than one of the things that cripples and causes so many businesses to fail, and that is being undercapitalized and trying to bootstrap when you ain't got the boots.
Yes.
So I see you feel that pain.
I do.
So what is one of the things that you would suggest to somebody who is very, modestly capitalized? Let's say they don't have none, but they have some. Where would you suggest they look at doing their marketing? Let's just say they have a local type of business, and let's just say they physically interact with their customers, like a storefront, or maybe they have a food truck, or something. What ideas do you have?
I most of the time advise my clients, especially in Columbus, Georgia, and the surrounding areas, to start with social media. In specific, Facebook marketing, because Columbus, Georgia, Phoenix City is a Facebook market. You go to Atlanta, they're more focused on Instagram. If you're networking, they'll ask, what's your Instagram? They're not as focused on Facebook as we are in Columbus. I always encourage my clients to start with Facebook. It's a free platform, and even if you can't afford to hire a social media manager or a marketing agency, you can start your Facebook platform today and start marketing tomorrow. You can do Facebook ads. So I always recommend to start with Facebook, because that's where everybody is. Everybody is on Facebook. And so if you're creating ads on Facebook, you can directly target a specific audience of people that need what it is that you're offering.
Okay, all right. Now, being that I'm 60 something, and Facebook kind of came later in my life, but I know that the younger folks are, they grew up with Facebook.
Right.
Now, for the benefit of those who might be in my category, the difference between a personal Facebook and a business Facebook, and some of the reasons why somebody needs to definitely set up their business Facebook, and how to use that as a tool to market.
That's a great question because I do get a lot of clients that say, I don't want to add all of those pages. It's enough to deal with one. But my rule of thumb is you definitely want to separate the two because your personal profile is just that, it's personal, but then you have your business page, which is set aside specifically for your business. So you don't want to have a lot of actually it goes against the policies on Facebook to actually market and advertise on your personal platform.
Right.
While people do it, you're not supposed to. And so I always advise to separate the two. You can put your puppy and your cat and your kids and grandkids on your personal page.
Right.
But when it's time for business, you want that ideal client to be able to go to that business page and see what it is that you have to offer. Ask questions that they may have. Go through your photos, your videos of events that you may have done. And also with your business page, you have those advertising opportunities. You have monetization opportunities as well, whereas on your personal platform, you can't do a lot of that.
Right.
So it's just always good to separate the two because you don't want to have a lot of business and personal on your personal page when you can just use your business profile, business page.
Now, you had mentioned Facebook, Instagram. If you could, just a survey of the various social media platforms, which include those two, but the distinctions and how those would apply to maybe a particular type of business versus another, or that type of conversation.
I would say Facebook is more of that community-oriented type of platform. I think everybody should have a Facebook page. A lot of people don't like Facebook, but I think Facebook is more that community where you can talk, you can have dialogue. It's very personal.
Right.
With Instagram, it's more lifestyle. So now you have to have more photos, you have to have more videos, and you have to really attract your audience because it's not about a lot of words. It's not about what I said. It's about what people are able to watch and what they can view and what attracts them. TikTok is on a whole nother level. So now TikTok, you have to really have that big personality. You have to dance a little bit. You have to do,
some
tutorials.
Entertainment value to
it's
it.
entertainment, and it's definitely that type of platform where people are going to buy into the person initially first. And so it's a fun and exciting platform, and a lot of people do tend to use TikTok as well. Then of course you have Snapchat. It's not as popular for advertising, but it is another platform. And of course, YouTube.
Yes.
Every business should have a YouTube channel. Every business.
Well, y'all have Kirsten King here with KKO Marketing and Consulting. You see, she's deep into this stuff. And as I said, the Private Money Syndicate, where we power your dreams with private money, is here to bring you the best of the best, and she's the best. So if you want to get in contact with us, you can go to our website at www.privatemoneysyndicate.com or give us a call at 706-888-3719. Now, Kirsten, I want to shift gears a little bit. Let's go kind of back in your background. I know you you've got your hands dirty doing much of the things as a person in the corporate realm that you brought to bear in what you do on a personal level. So, if you would share with folks how, that has shaped you, informed you, and just made you that much more powerful in helping your clients.
It has shaped and formed me a lot. I would say, coming from the entertainment spectrum of advertising and marketing, just transitioning over to business, my networking circle definitely increased. I've learned a lot, especially being able to sell radio and billboard advertising. It really opened me up to a larger clientele, and just seeing how, diverse things can be, and how, different cultures, they spend different, they market different. So it has definitely helped to shape and mold me into the businesswoman that I am today.
Okay. I don't know if you remember, but I met you when you were selling radio advertising years and years ago. Okay. Been quite a bit of history here. All right, so now here is one of the main points I want everybody to get, and that is that marketing is fundamental. It can't be an afterthought to your business. Now, marketing, when I would teach a marketing course, Kirsten, I would say marketing, now this is Tony Calloway's version of things, marketing is what gets you to the cash register. Advertise what gets the money from your pocket into the cash register.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so everything from the name of the business, the colors, as you were talking about, the demographic, psychographic, all those kind of things, all those things are important.
Definitely.
That they be congruent and working toward that development of an image and understanding of the value proposition. So if you would, talk to folks about what a compelling value proposition represents, and if you have an example that you can think of one of your clients or something that helps them to get the point that, yeah, I gotta do that.
An attorney.
Okay.
When you think about a lot of the attorneys in the area, I would just use, for example, Chris Brio.
Okay.
So everywhere you go, you see Chris Brio.
Yeah,
You see his billboards everywhere.
Mhm.
During Super Bowl, during the SEC championship, he did advertising as well.
Mhm.
He's just everywhere, and so that messaging is there. So when you think of him, when you have an accident or when you're in trouble, even if you don't know what type of practice he has, you're going to initially think of
The name.
Chris Brio, because
Okay.
he has the messaging, he has the branding, he has the advertising, and it flows. It congruently flows together.
Okay. And now how important is it for folks to have some type of slogan, be it catchy or memorable or, high impact or, whatever? I mean, most people come up with the name of their business, maybe a logo, but I guess as I've worked with small business myself, very few of them have a slogan.
Right.
So if you would explain what the slogan represents and how they might build a powerful and effective slogan.
A slogan is just like a catchy power statement that people can read this slogan and they identify it with your business. I would say that it kind of depends on what type of business you have, if you're going to use a slogan or not. But if you don't have a slogan, I would definitely say you need to have a mission statement, a vision, or a purpose statement, or something that's very profound as it relates to your business. And when people hear it, or when they hear keywords or phrases, they think of your business.
Yeah. And I was just thinking of fast food, which I used to be a big consumer of, and the difference in Arby's, we have the beef,
Right.
and Burger King, have it your way.
Mhm.
And that might be an old slogan, but those are differentiators because
Right.
Arby's, if you buy anything at Arby's, it's packed full of meat, so that fits with that. And as another opportunity to plug the Private Money Syndicate, who's the sponsor of this show, our slogan is "Your Dreams Powered by Private Money." So from the standpoint, that's what we do, and it's about you, it's your dreams. And so if you want to get in contact with us, it's at privatemoneysyndicate.com, and the number is 706-888-3719. All right, now, this last bit is about you and your business. So if you would, say that you're going to invite people to come do business with you. So how do they get in touch with you, and what are some of the things that they'll experience in the first encounters with you, your process to onboard them and go to work for them?
Awesome. So they can get in contact with me on all social media platforms at Kirsten King or KKO Marketing. The process with working with me, I like to ideally have a free 15-minute discovery session just to kind of see if we are a good fit. I don't believe that everybody is my client. I believe that, we have to talk, we have to converse to see, if my personality match with your personality, because in marketing, it's a lot of consulting. And so you have to be able to receive, and I have to be able to understand your vision as well. So initially I do that 15-minute discovery session. From there, if the client wants to move forward, we'll do a consultation call, which is about an hour and a half. And I just kind of ask you a series of questions, which I'll send those questions over prior to us having that call, just to kind of get a brief understanding of where you are within your business. What are you looking to do as it relates to marketing? And also, what is your budget outside of even the services that I provide? And so when we have this hour consultation, I can kind of get a better feel for you as a business owner, your ideas, your goals, and what you're lacking. What are your challenges? So I'll know what area that we can work on. And then from there, if you say, hey, I want to hire you, we have an onboarding session. And so that onboarding session, it's a Zoom call or it's in person. And I just kind of get, more in detail, go in depth with the business owner to just see, okay, where are we going to start? And what is it that you're really trying to accomplish within the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter, and the fourth quarter of the year?
And I'm eventually think that most small business people hadn't thought about that, those things as it relates to marketing. So it's great that your initial interactions are to help people to get their mind wrapped around their own business, their own customer, and how to attract those. Now, are there different levels of service that somebody whose budget is modest or their needs are maybe you teach them what to do and they do it themselves? Or is there some striation where ultimately somebody says, you're running their entire marketing and advertising? Do you work that way? Or?
Yes, I do. I do work that way. And a lot of times when I view the customer needs analysis that I send, it kind of tells me where they are within marketing. And so let's just say a business owner, they are not very present on social media, or they don't have a website. I like to start at the basics. They'll want a billboard and radio, but then they don't have a website.
Yeah.
And so for me, I don't like to sell broken promises. So I would never sell a client unless they I want a billboard, or I want radio. I always try to explain to them, okay, that is your call to action.
Mm-hmm.
If they see your billboard, quite naturally, they're gonna grab their phone, they're gonna go to your website, or they're going to go to your Facebook. That is where a lot of people miss money, because if you don't have a presence on your Facebook, or if your website, the links are not working properly, or if it's just not updated, you have possibly missed a potential customer. So I like to make sure that we have the bases covered before we go into the all-out big extravagant package of putting 10, 12 billboards or a big radio advertising schedule. I like to make it make sense, especially when you're investing your money.
Yeah, and everybody, as you just said, well, I'll just use myself. I always go to somebody's website, and from the standpoint that it's almost expected, someone presents themselves in business, that people can find out more about your business, where you're located, what your services are, and a variety of different things. And the great thing about a website is it can be interactive, and they can schedule appointments or fill out field forms, and there's opportunity for graphic representations of some of the things that you do, if it's merchandise or those kind of things. But as you just said, a lot of times people have thought of what would be after the website, and they didn't put the website in place. Mm-hmm. So so having a website. So now, are you able to connect them with resources to do that, or is that something that you do in-house?
Definitely, I do have. So when the client comes to me, whatever they need, if they need a photo shoot, even when it comes to billboards, people want to use their photos out of their phone. They want to use the photos out of their phone, or they want to use logos that they did on Canva. And when you're thinking about advertising and investing in billboards, you want to have professional images, because you want that billboard to stand out. You don't want a pixelated image. And so if they don't have that, instead of me just taking their money, I always provide them with 5 different photographers that I work with in the area that can take those headshots for them, or those product shoots for them. So I basically try to provide everything that they need as it relates to marketing and advertising. I may not do it directly, but I do have vendors that I work with in the city that can provide those services.
So you're the one stop that can set everything in motion for them to get all the components put together. Mm-hmm. Now, one last thing I want to talk about is affinity. Mm-hmm. Now, you and I had a previous conversation about if the target market is, let's say, 45-year-old females, and I'm a 63-year-old guy, would the message be more received by the subtle subconscious aspects of having a person who looks like your customer or more like your customer do in the ads, or versus, the ego play of, hey, here I am, Mm-hmm. So what kind of guidance would you give somebody on that?
I would definitely recommend brand ambassadors or influencer marketing, because influencer marketing is very popular. And influencer marketing is where, like you said, you get that person, that female that is 45 years old. She looks ideally like your customer avatar. She's that person in your target audience. And if she's speaking from the perspective of whatever you're selling or offering to your audience, it just comes across they can receive it better, and it attracts them. It automatically draws them in, because they're thinking, hey, she looks like me. She's talking like me. She needs the same thing that I need. So influencer marketing is definitely the way to go if you are that person that, you don't fit the target audience. Yeah. And so even with that, influencers, they influence, relatively, they have a great following. They have a voice in the community that people know, believe in, and trust. So I would definitely recommend influencer marketing or brand ambassadors. Brand ambassadors, they are kind of the same. Right. They may not have a big following or a platform, but they can still represent the brand and be ideally in that target audience as well.
And as you were saying that, I think about commercials where you have the exact same commercial on different networks, and you have a different demographic of actors, be they African American or predominantly African American channel, and non-African American or Hispanic if it's a Spanish speaking channel. The same content, same words, just different visuals, and that speaks to the point we were just on right there. So. Yeah, and so here's your expert that can help you to do all those things. So Kirsten, tell them one more time how to get in contact with you, and you know, this is your 1 minute of fame.
Definitely. So you can book your free 15-minute discovery session today at kkomarketing.com. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Kirsten King and kkomarketing.com. I love to try to be the best representative of my brand. When people look at my platform, I want you to be able to say, look, if she market her own stuff like that, I can imagine what she can do for me. So make sure you connect with me. My email is info@kkomarketing.com. My office is located downtown Columbus in the corporate center, 233 12th Street, Suite 818.
Fantastic. Well, folks, I appreciate the fact that you tuned into the Mind Your Business show. We've had an expert. If you're a small business person or know someone who is, make sure that they watch this episode on TV as well as on YouTube, and certainly get in contact with Ms. King so that she can set you up with the best marketing that you possibly could have. And again, this episode is sponsored by the Private Money Syndicate, where we will power your dreams with private money. If you need to have money to get your marketing business, your marketing stuff straight, hey, just let us take care of you, because our concept is we want a 0% infant mortality. And what I mean by that is we don't want a business to start out and fail. We want to help change the trend of this 90% failure rate and turn it into a 90% success rate, because all the tools and resources are there. You just got to have the right people and the right resources and the right plan, and it can become a dream come true. This is your Private Money Godfather, Tony Calloway. Thanks for tuning into the Mind Your Business show, and we'll see you on the next one. And if you have any questions or ideas, because I need more ideas, I need more content to bring you guys, so please, I want to talk to you about what you want to hear about. So give me a call at 706-888-371 or email me at tony@privatemoneygodfather.com, or you can go to our website at privatemoneysyndicate.com.